Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hopefully, everybody had a wonderful weekend. A lot of shit was going on in the market. Over the weekend, we saw the market dump. We saw it spike. If you looked at the market this morning, especially the SPY was as low as 385 this morning, off maybe just under 2%. Right now, we're back to even. That's why I have that on the screen. So, I'm going to talk about what is going on in the market and what to expect this week. Okay. Now, if you had to ask me, and let's just simplify it. What's going on in the market? What's going to push the market this week? I'm going to tell you, it's all about the Fed. It's going to be all about what the Fed is going to say on Wednesday, the 22nd. Today is Monday, the 20th. So we've got 2 days out. Fed speaking about 2 or 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern time on Wednesday. Now, here's what's going on. We went from a 40 something percent chance we're going to see 50 basis points all the way to a 71% chance, 0 basis point increase on Wednesday. Then we went from there all the way to a 25% basis point increase on Wednesday. And that's where most of the market thinks that we're priced in at 25% basis point increase come Wednesday. Now, here's the catch. JP Morgan came out this morning, or maybe it was Goldman Sachs as well, and they said, you know what, the Fed should not raise rates 25 basis points come Wednesday. And in fact, by the end of 2023, by the end of this year, we should reduce rates 100 points so that everybody else is focused on Credit Suisse, banking issues, this, that, the other thing. The only freaking thing that's going to matter is what the Fed says on Wednesday. If the Fed doesn't raise rates at all on Wednesday, the markets are going to skyrocket. I don't care what people say. Bear market, yeah, I'm a bear right now. But I do think if the Fed says no interest rate, it's going to prove that they are pivoting. It's going to prove that there probably will be rate cuts by the end of the year, maybe totaling 100 basis points. Who gives a shit about inflation? Markets are saved. SPY goes up to 416. And yeah, right now we're sitting at 389. And this morning pre-market, we were at 385. So that's one scenario. One scenario is zero rate hikes. Fed is easing up. Pivot. JP Morgan thinks that. Goldman Sachs thinks that. Why? Because if we see the banks start to fall like dominoes, one at a time, one here, one there, West Coast, Europe, whatever it is, understand the whole financial system will come to a crumble, and you will see the SPY at, I don't know, 320, something ridiculous. We're talking about a 15 to 20% drop in the market within a relatively short week. So again, that's on the back burner for me. That's sitting right here. I've got a plan to execute. If they raise rates and the market turns bearish, and some of my leading indicators, I'm going to talk about some leading stock indicators I have right now. So you're going to know whether I'm going to be correct, which is I said, hey, man, strong inflow in the market Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday's market of $9.3 billion coming into our market, which is why Thursday just skyrocketed. Everything was going higher, higher, higher. If that continues, and all we saw on Friday was consolidation, people say, no, it's the banks collapsing, it's the banks collapsing, the market, everything's overvalued, the market's going down. Yes, that's one scenario. One scenario is we're just going to turn and shit's going to collapse. The other scenario is the same big money, and understand it's not me or you that are pushing the markets. It's big money, it's big investments, it's the hedge funds, it's the mutual funds, it's all of these funds that must stay bullish. They can't short stocks, so they're looking for the best deals. Oh, Amazon's under 100. Shit, let me buy Amazon. Amazon could be bought up all the way to 102. So there are different things that I'm looking for in the market today. But again, if you had to ask me the amount of money that came into the market Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm still going to be short-term bullish. I'm long-term bearish, short-term bullish. Why long-term bearish? Because we're heading into recession. That's just a simple fact. People will start losing jobs, and the Fed will do its job, and inflation will come down because no one will have money anymore. Okay. With that said, so what am I expecting in the market today? Again, if Friday was consolidation, we're going to push higher. So what are the points I'm looking for? The points of inflection on the market. So what am I going to do? Friday was an inside day. Inside day means trading a narrower or more narrow range. So here's what we're looking at today. If we breach and go past Friday's high, which is 394.40, shit, I'm still extremely bullish, and I think 400's in the very near future. Now, if we go past Friday's low, again, it was inside day, which was $388.55 on the SPY. So if we see some of the numbers we saw pre-market this morning at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., if we see 388.14, then I say to myself, oh shit, we breached Friday's low. The market is going to go lower. So again, I have an opinion on where we're going today, but I haven't made up my mind on how I'm going to trade the market. You have to let the market tell you how you're going to trade the market. Now, I made a posting over the weekend on Webull. I made a posting over the weekend on moomoo. Let me just see if I can find it. And then we're going to talk about the dark pool levels and what's going on. Maybe I can't find it. Okay, yeah. Here are secrets to being a successful trader as far as options go. Okay. I made the postings. I even posted on Twitter, I think. But first off, cash count. Why? Because you're not going to over marginalize. You're not going to over lever yourself. If you make a trade and it's successful, your money's on the side. It needs to take one day to settle. It's not like you can enter one trade, two trades, three trades, and put all of your money on the line at the same time. I mean, you have $5,000, you make a winning trade, 60%, you're up to 8,000. Your next trade is going to be $8,000. That's how some gamblers like to play. Me, I'm more conservative. I like to enter contracts on a smaller level. Okay, money management. Well, that's number two. Don't over lever yourself. I mean, if you're used and you're having winning sessions and you're buying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 contracts at a time, and then you're selling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 contracts at a time, great. Stick with your strategy. It's the people that go, shit, I grew my account from 1,000 to 10,000 last week, buying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 contracts at a time. Now I'm at 10,000. What am I going to do? My first trade is going to be 50 contracts. Why would you 10x it and put yourself in risk? You just had 10 great trades. Now you're one bad trade. You can blow up your account. Okay. Leave emotion at the door, meaning don't revenge trade. Say I was wrong on the SPY, or I was wrong on coin, or I was wrong on Boeing or something like that. Don't say, well, Boeing owes me $800. Boeing owes me $2,000. I'm getting into Boeing calls today. Yes, I will speak about some stocks that I do think will go higher. I was using Boeing as an example. Follow the trend. This is tough for me because I like to call the tops and say, okay, we're looking for rejection right here or support right here. Don't call the tops or the bottoms. Again, harder for me, but follow the trend. If you see the trend line going, and understand 90% of trading is taking place through computers. So when you see algorithms pushing a stock higher, even if you say NVIDIA shouldn't be any higher, I've heard people say NVIDIA was going to stop at 240. NVIDIA was going to stop at 250. NVIDIA is going to stop at 260. I've heard people say 280. Well, shit, NVIDIA still has room to run if that is the chance. Okay, scale in and scale out, meaning you don't have to jump in with 2 feet. I mentioned that before. You don't have to buy 20 contracts to start. Scale in. I want to enter a position here. I want to spend $3,000. Great. My first purchase will be $300. I'm down 5%. I'll buy a second contract for $291. I'll buy a third contract for $284. Guess what I just did? I'm only in for 3 contracts. If I bought 3 contracts at $300 instead of scaling in, I would have cost myself an extra $40 or $50. I get it. A lot of you have large accounts, $5,000, $10,000. What's $40? What's $50? Everything adds up. $2 here, $4 there. Okay, have a complete strategy, meaning don't just follow the market and go, yeah, I'm jumping in this. It's going to go up. Understand what your entry is and then where it could potentially go to. If you're seeing Coinbase and you're going, okay, well, Coinbase can run even higher. Coinbase can run to 78 before it just sees some resistance. How do I get 78? I look at the dark pool levels. If you can't look at the dark pool levels, maybe you should join and be part of the SOC trading. And you can look at dark pool levels on any stocks, any ETFs, anything like that. You can see where big money is going. But again, you want to look at the dark pool levels. You'll say, okay, well, there's a big shelf volume that's coin at 79, meaning when it gets to 79, people just want to unload their shares of coin, meaning it'll go down. So there are certain strategies you should have in place, and you need to look at what my entry is, what my exit is. Give yourself enough time to be right. I saw a comment from Love over the weekend. She always buys out, a month, 2 months, 3 months to be correct. Yes, she's not going to see the 100 or 1,000% return because 1,000% means you're putting yourself in risky position. Your contract expires today. You're doing a 0 days till expiration. Your contract expires Tuesday, Wednesday, 0 days till expiration. That doesn't make sense, especially for a small account. Wouldn't you rather be correct saying, okay, it took 1 week longer for me to be correct and secure 25% rather than, shit, I just lost 97% of my account? Because when you lose 97% of your account, man, there's you coming back, but you're coming back little increments. You're like, oh, I made $5. Well, shit, on the way down, I lost $155 like that. Also, carry a stop loss if you're unsure of a position. And we've heard Romeo shoot some videos and drop them on YouTube, and some of them are short, so you guys should pay attention. He talks about taking a loss. He was correct about the trade. He got greedy. The trade went from green to red. He got stopped out. He took the loss, but it fell, much harder after that. So he saved himself again, 50, 60, $70. When you're growing a small account, you need to save these small piles. They add up. Okay. Next, nibble. One of my favorite lessons that I've spoken about before is the nibble. All it means is if you're on the way in, you're going to pay $102 for a contract. You're buying a SPY contract, and I get caught in this all the time. I'm going to pay $102. I say to myself, hey, Matt, nibble a little. You're usually off 10, 11%. What's 11% from 102? Okay, I'll bid $94. No, I'm not going to get it at 8:39 in the morning or 10 in the morning when I'm looking to buy it. But at some point during the day, I'm going to get that same contract for 10, 11% cheaper than I would have. Same way on the way out. Yes, I'm looking to get out of a contract I paid $120. I want 150. I want 20%. Well, instead of 150, I'm going to bid or put my ask in at 165. 10% over, and I'm going to make an extra 10% because at some point during the day that's going to get hit. Okay, so what else did I want to talk about this weekend? I spoke about the highs and the lows from Friday. Again, I thought Friday was consolidation. Yes, we will get to a few of your questions. Again, Goldman Sachs, we expect the Fed to pause its March meeting this week because of stress that it's implying on the bank. Okay, well, shit. Pause means no rate hike. So Goldman's basically saying 0 rate hike, 0 basis points come Wednesday. Now here it is. Credit Suisse gets bailed out. The Swiss government tells UBS Bank they're going to give them $100 billion of support if needed. Point is, the bondholders completely got wiped out. So those that were investing in Credit Suisse bonds, which probably had a shitty rating to start out with, they completely got wiped out. Now here's an interesting thing. 2 hours ago, which is probably like a day ago, Powell and Yellen both said liquidity of U.S. banking is strong. Now they announced a coordinated effort with central banks around the world to enhance liquidity. Understand, here it is. Currently, markets are pricing in a 62% chance of a 25 basis points. However, markets also see a 100 basis point decrease or cut by December. So I mentioned both of that. Now, what I'm expecting on the Fed this week, I mean, usually I think the Fed gets it right, but I think they're going to come back and I think they're going to say, screw it, inflation. We don't give a shit this month. We're worried about the banking crisis. Why? Because of Yellen, Powell, Biden, all this shit. Now, here's what happened when the banking crisis happened. Oh, man, I hope this comes in. Oh, there it is. Banking crisis. Last time we had a banking crisis, what do you see? Well, the first bank collapsed right about here. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Then what happened? We actually had a bull run, 1 or 2 bumps before we had a significant drop off. Now, what do you see happening in this banking crisis? Okay. The first bank failed. Understand, I think I have it right here. Lehman Brothers failed exactly Bear Stearns collapsed 15 years ago. Okay. Largest bank failures adjusted for inflation. Washington Mutual, $434 billion. Silicon Valley, $209 billion. Signature Bank happened last week, $110 billion. Continental Illinois, 1984, 1988, 88, 91, 89, 2008. IndyMac Bank, Colonial Bank, 2009, $35 billion. There are more than 186 banks that are estimated to be facing the same issue. 186 banks. This has happened over the last week. All these banks, these regional banks, have been analyzed by various analysts, various technicians, and there are 186 banks that could be in the same predicament as Silicon Valley Bank. That's why the market is stumbling around in unsure of direction. Now, understand, you have the long-term investors, the hedge funds, big money, things of that nature. What are they buying? They're buying Google, Apple, Amazon. Are they buying Netflix? No, but they're probably buying Boeing. Okay, let's get to my stocks that I was going to talk about, and then I'll get to some questions. Okay, so stocks on my watch list right now. I've got Credit Suisse on my watch list. Why? I just want to see where it's going to end up. I wouldn't play around with Credit Suisse at all. Why? Because the offer at over $2 billion, I thought was 54 cents a share. Right now, the bank's trading at 86 cents a share. It looks like it wants to rebound all the way up to like 90 or something like that. I want to stay the hell away. I've got the SPY, which was traded down this morning overnight because Hang Seng crashed a little, right? 1.86%. You're seeing the SPY open this morning at 385, go all the way up to 391, reject 391 a bunch. Volume is strong. So again, we'll go back to Friday's take on the market. My Friday take on the market is what you saw as consolidation. I had people telling me, hey, dude, I sell them screenshot this. We're going to see 394, 395 on the SPY today, maybe even 396. Understand, Friday's high on the SPY, 394.40. So if we break 394.40, shit, I'm going to be hella bullish. Thank you, Massachusetts. I stole that one from you. Hella bullish. So yeah, we're sitting at 391. Now, do I think it's going to go straight up? No, there's always volatility out of the market. And again, there's reason for people to want to sell into this psychologically. But I know that big money, which opens up the market and closes the market, is going to push the market higher. So, okay. So what stocks was I looking at? Okay. Remember, US Steel came out with earnings on Friday. It was as high as what, $25. I said fade that rally. Fade the US Steel. US Steel went down. US Steel finished down 2.24%. What did I say at the end of the day? I was looking to buy US Steel. US Steel's up almost 2% pre-market. Again, it's probably going to go to the level that it came out when earnings came out, and it was at 24 and change. Okay, next. FedEx, what did I say on Friday? Fade the FedEx. FedEx was what? 226, 227 on Friday. After earnings, they pushed it up a ridiculous amount. It was 192 Friday morning, 192, closed at 204. 204, it went up all the way to 226. Fade FedEx earnings. Yeah, what about now, Matt? I don't know. I can only predict it when it comes in. When we see a spike on certain stocks after earnings, I'm going to fade them. Coinbase has been strong. Why is Coinbase strong? Do I think it's a strong company? No, but as long as Bitcoin keeps ripping. Now, here's the thing about crypto and Bitcoin. People aren't selling. People aren't liquidating their Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is just going to keep pushing higher. If you're holding, there's less supply in the market. There's more demand as it keeps going up. So yeah, Bitcoin's running. Coinbase is running. Is there a level that I think Coinbase might reject? Well, shit. If I was in Coinbase, I would look at the dark pool levels. I would see where there is shelf volume. So that's what I'd be looking at. DraftKings, which was negative a couple percent this morning, is now basically flat. Again, if we have a bull run in the market, DraftKings is one of the stocks I think I would go into. Why? Because at $17.87 where it closed at Friday, I think DraftKings can go up to $21. I hate the fucking company. Hate DraftKings. Don't think they make money. But again, I follow the charts. And if the market's going to turn bullish, then I think DraftKings can run all the way up to $20, $21. And if we're at $17.87, you're talking about what, a 12% gain. Again, if markets are going to be bullish this week, DraftKings is a stock I'm getting into. Carvana. I mentioned I was looking for a spike in Carvana last week. Well, shit, Carvana was $6.66. It's now $7.65. That's a full dollar higher. That's 15% higher. Even on Friday, markets were tough on Friday, right? Outflows versus inflows on Friday. 4 negative stocks for every 1 positive stock. Well, Carvana went up 3.24%. Again, any type of major volume could push Carvana higher or lower. However, as long as the volume stays consistent where it's been the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 days, then yeah, I think Carvana is going to push higher. I think Carvana is going to $9.50. Same thing I said when I bought the $7 calls in Carvana when it was lower. Okay, but does that mean it's going up today? Again, UVXY, this has been a great trading ETF. Why? It traces volatility. So if I think the markets are going to stabilize and rebound, you're going to see a ton of outflow. And if you see a ton of outflow in UVXY, we're going to go back down to the $4.80 range. So again, markets stabilize, UVXY goes down. Why is that great? Well, you're talking about a $4.50, $4.80 range. It's $6.40 right now. So you're talking about $1.40, talking about a 20% move. Now, a 20% move in any ETF is pretty good. However, this we used to play even when I just started Discord and started Twitter. I used to say every time it spikes, understand the markets will stabilize and the UVXY will go back down. Also, on Friday, what was I in? VXX, which is basically the VIX on steroids, because I thought the markets were going to drop and I thought the VIX was going to shoot up. And yes, sometimes I'm a little early. I got in probably about 2 hours early the day before. It hit the low end of day, then shot up on Friday. That was the VXX. I took it off because I'm not playing VXX anymore. Energy, not playing energy today. US dollar. Okay, US dollar. I look at the 5-day chart. I look at the 1-day chart. What do you see on the US dollar? This is your US dollar. US dollar is going down. What does it mean? It's cheaper to get into the markets. What could that be? That could be bullish sentiment for the market as a whole. Yes, we've got the whole banking fucking fiasco going on, but that's not going to matter. US dollar going down, rates going down. We've got the Fed speaking on Wednesday. If the Fed says 0 rate hike for March, the markets will freaking skyrocket. Even if they say 25 basis points, which is the market has baked in right now at 62%. That's where we're at right there. Other stocks. Pinterest. Yeah, I was in Pinterest last week. Let's see, remember what happened in Pinterest. Pinterest bottomed right there, and then we got out. What was I calling for? 25.70. It went as far as 26.50. So yeah, Pinterest had an outflow that day. I'm staying away from Pinterest. Again, I would have to see market direction. I've got some of the smaller banks. If you want to scalp stock and you're not into trading options yet, yes, I would look at Charles Schwab, First Republic, and Western Alliance. Me, I don't like to play around with that shit. Okay, CRM, Salesforce. Salesforce could have been consolidating as well. Okay, after earnings, it popped. Then you had 7 straight days of selling, 4 straight days of buying, 1 day of outflow or selling. Again, I happen to think Salesforce is going to pop. If you have the markets going higher, that's one of the ones I want to be in. So if I was a long-term stock investor, I'd be in Salesforce. I'm also looking at Boeing. Boeing was as high as what, $213 the other day. So again, Boeing, it looks the opposite of the UVXY. Again, you have 3 out of the last 6 days outflow. The outflow days were pretty significant. However, if the Dow is going to move higher and the markets are going to stabilize, Boeing's going to lead the markets. Boeing, I mentioned Intel. Intel was there. Amazon's at 98. So again, Amazon, you had 4 straight days of inflow and the stock went from $89 all the way up to $100. Well, 10% in 4 days, there has to be some consolidation. So that's easily what we could have seen on Friday, consolidation. Again, if today and tomorrow drop, then yeah, Amazon, if the markets turn red, then you're going to see Amazon go back down to $91, $92. However, if the markets stabilize, I'm looking for Amazon to find rejection or to challenge rejection all the way between 102 and 104. So again, that leaves some room to run. If today starts out green, I'm looking at Meta. I'm looking at Amazon, okay? If I see inflow into those two stocks, I'm going to say, okay, they're going to continue buying. Yes, I'm going to watch the dollar. Yes, I'm going to watch the SPY. So yeah, I mean, NVIDIA, AMD, I see a question about AMD. Again, the crazy thing was, and I mentioned this to this Discord on Friday, if you saw the way the market ended on Friday, literally the last 10 minutes, AMD had a tremendous spike. NVIDIA had a tremendous dip. Well, shit, aren't they supposed to run together? And someone said, yeah, don't worry, AMD is coming back down. And some other people said, no, NVIDIA is going back up. And again, I don't know if I knew where NVIDIA was going. I've heard people say 275. It's a possibility. That's only 18 points away. It's only 8% if the markets push higher and you see the SPY pushing 406 later in the week because there's no interest rate hike on Wednesday. Yeah. So, I mean, if I had a crystal ball, I would say, what is the Fed going to say on Wednesday? And then I would look like a freaking genius because I would say, I know for certainty the Fed's going to say 0% rate hike or 25 basis points or 50 basis points or whatever it's going to be. And trust me, the markets are going to react violently. You see 0% interest rate hike come Wednesday and they have more dovish comments like, shit, we're worried about the banking crisis. We're doing all we can. We're trying to stabilize the economy. Yes, we understand inflation, blah, 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 blah. The market's going to shoot up. The US dollar is going to shoot down. Market's going to shoot up. However, if they come out with 25 basis points and they say, you know what, and we're not done raising, if he says we're not done raising, okay, and we're worried about inflation, that's going to be considered hawkish. That's only the words he needs to say is we're not done raising. Okay, that's all he's got to say. Yeah, so I mean, Google and Amazon, I saw someone making a question about that. So Amazon, on the way down, you want to be bearish on Amazon? Going from 98 to 92, that's 6 points. You want to be bullish on Amazon? Amazon should find rejection between 102.50 and 104.50. So if you watch the inflows in the market, Jen, and you say today is going to be a green day, and again, I happen to think today should be a green day. I mean, Credit Suisse to say, but again, I'm trading without emotion today, so I'm going to let it play out. And again, I'm going to the doctor. My eyes swollen. You should have seen what I did to the other guy. What stock? So yeah, I'm in Boeing. I'm looking at NVIDIA. I'm really looking at Salesforce. I really like Salesforce right now. If I was going to be long on something, somebody asked me to look at Tesla. Was that this person right here? Here, Royal. Yes, look at Tesla. Okay, so what am I looking at? Tesla. Tesla, again, when the market stabilized last week and they started buying up the markets, Tesla's going to follow the market. So Tesla's going to follow, not going to lead. It's going to follow whatever Amazon, Apple, Meta. Again, these are the stocks I'm looking at. Amazon, Apple, Meta, Salesforce, US dollar, obviously the SPY. I'm going to check out volume. Now, here's the catch. Since we have the Fed speaking on Wednesday, there's a chance that volume could be lighter than usual. Now, here's what you could tell on a light day, okay? If you're looking at the SPY and you're looking at inflow and outflow on the SPY, here's volume, okay? By 10 a.m., and that's going to tell you how much volume, because we know big money likes to trade when the market opens from 9:30 to 10 a.m. So here you go. Here's your catch. 10 a.m., I want you to look at the SPY. If you see volume on the SPY at 14 million or under by 10 a.m., 15 million, 14 million, 13 million, 12 million, it's going to be a light day, meaning the entire volume on the SPY for the day will be under 90 million, okay? Which hasn't happened lately. Lately, we've seen 120, 140, 150 million, which is a pretty aggressive volume day. However, if you see 23 million, 19 million, 25 million, 31 million even at 10 a.m., at 10:01, then you know it's going to be a pretty strong day. And whatever the market's doing, pushing in that direction, looking for it to come down. So if the market's pushed high, let's say 393, then I would expect it to come back down and then challenge it at the end of the day. So I'm looking for a wave. I'm looking for out of the gate spike up here. Then you got that sell off, sell off, sell off, curve it around. And then end of the day, it might be the last 15 minutes, we're going to spike. So what does that mean for me? It means I can get out of any bullish positions that I'm in if I think the market might contract today. If I think the market's going to shoot up, whatever it is, I'm looking for the highest point of exit. Then I'm looking to get back in. If I bought an option contract, here's a lesson. Okay, and I've mentioned this a couple of times over the past couple of weeks. I'm in for $150. Boom. I think it's going up the whole week. However, it goes up to 2.25. Boom, I sell, take 50%. What am I looking to do? I'm looking to buy in less than $1.50 per contract. So it comes down from 2.25 all the way to 108. Shit, at 108, I could buy double the amount of contracts, or I can spend half the amount of money and get the same amount of contracts. And I still think I have the same exit strategy going to $3 by the end of the week. So again, that's what I'm going to look at. Please, let's see what we got. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, let's do one more thing before I leave you guys. Let's go over to Discord and let me just see if I can find out and share what the net flows, what the algorithms and everything are showing like today, including the dark pool levels. That way we know what to look for. And if you have any stocks you want me to look at, we could do that real quick as well. So I'm going to go on Discord. Anybody can join me. I like to see what everybody's looking at. Oh, look, dark pool levels of coin. What are we seeing at? Okay, well, coin is sitting at what, $74. So let's see where coin is right now. This morning, coin. Okay, 75 it closed at. And we're $77 pre-market, and we're looking here, and what you can see is there's very small dark pool levels. So it doesn't surprise me that coin went all the way from 65, which is probably finding support, and shot up pretty substantially. So yeah, I wouldn't be a bear on coin, not yet, not when it's going up. Okay, we can look at the GEX levels for Google. What the hell is a GEX level? That's what he's saying. What the hell is a GEX level? GEX level is telling you the option contracts, they're open, what price level, what the volume is. So here we go. We're looking at green GEX for Google. What does this tell me? It tells me the red GEX is right here at 92.50. The green GEX right here, we're going up. Big contracts, big quantity, right? 98 all the way up to 104. Well, this is very bullish for Google. So bullish for Google, that tells me, okay, now tech might be able to go up today. So what I said about consolidation kind of makes sense. Then we'll look at Google levels here, and let's just see where Google is. I mean, all you guys that actually use this on our platform, so freaking smart. So freaking smart. So here's Google the past couple of days. Can you guys see that? Hopefully you can. What do I see? 5 straight inflow days with volume spiking the most on Friday, even though Friday's day in the market, you had 4 losers for every 1 winner. Google's up to 102.40 something. This market, pre-market, 101.71 right now. So yeah, I mean, I would be buying Google. Hell yeah. I would be doing on any dips buying Google. But again, that's QQQs. So we could do that either. Okay, here's what I looked at this morning. So we got the GEX levels for the SPY. I'm looking, okay, 393 green, just under that. So we're probably 391 green. Yes, there's a ton of red GEX on the bottom. It's spread out all the way from 410 back to 382. So this is telling me, you know, puts didn't give up, calls didn't give up. If I had to look, I would say the call levels are a little higher. So again, I would expect this week we're going to shoot out of the gate. We might go up to like 395, 396. I made that prediction on Friday today. I'm going to look to get out with profit. And again, it wouldn't surprise me because everything's going to be based on the Fed. So again, I'm looking at Boeing. Here are the dark pool levels for Boeing. What do you see? You see the biggest level right here is at $200.80, then all the way to $200 and $203. So if I'm going to say to Boeing, it's probably trading right at what, the $200 level right now? 201. Okay, 201. Let's see what it's doing pre-market. Yeah, it was at 200 when I started this because I was actually going to say, yeah, Boeing is one of those positive stocks I can look at. Why? Because Boeing had a good run, then it pulled back on light volume. I don't really trust what we saw the other day. So, yeah, I mean, I think Boeing, if the markets run, could run all the way back to 214. If you see Boeing run, you're going to see other airlines run. Net flow for the SPY. So net flow versus premium. So we're seeing the SPY level here. Yes, the cost for puts are going up, but you're seeing the green down here. And then you get the cost for calls are still way above. So yeah, what levels do I think we're going to today? I already said it. 395, 396, 394. I made the prediction on Friday. I think the price will hit this level before it possibly rejects. So again, I'm going to look for profit. Dark pool levels for the SPY. Here we go. The $400 level came down. We have heavy levels, so it was going to be tough to break any of these levels, but we saw it happen last week. We broke higher. It went past another level. I think it was, Thursday. It was just shooting off the star. So, of course, after a strong day like Thursday, we're definitely going to have consolidation on Friday. So, again, that's what I'm sticking to. I'm sticking with Friday's consolidation. If I see outflow today, again, if I see outflow today, I'll say, okay, I could be a bear today, but overall, I'm going to be buying the dips because I know they want to push it higher. Again, that's just my opinion. Consolidation, everything's going to rely on the Fed. Please join us over on Discord. I'm not sure if Romeo is live trading today, but he's been dropping a ton of knowledgeable videos lately. So please check out, make sure you subscribe, thumbs up. Everything that YouTube does is based on algorithms. So if you like me coming back here every morning, which I do, please just thumbs up. It's like one click on your mouse pad. Other than that, let's talk about the SPY today, and then we'll close it that way. So the SPY levels, again, Friday's levels, which I mentioned, I'm looking for it to either break. If it breaks and goes higher in consolidation, I'm going to be extremely bullish. We break 394. I'm holding on to my calls. I'm holding on to my calls that expire on Wednesday. We break 394. I'm not selling to 396. However, we reject and I see outflow today. I'm going to get out and I'm going to look to get back in to the same calls. That's how it is. You have to have a game plan out there. Make sure you follow your strategy and please ease into a trade, ease out to a trade, make profit, and I'll talk to you guys later. I am the best. That is very nice. Not a lot of people think so, but I appreciate your nice sentiment.